Biosecurity is a management system so at risk of introducing infectious diseases into herds. These systems may result in improved production efficiency, leading to an increase in profits, better animal welfare and improved immune responses to vaccines. In 2005, a study conducted by researchers Marty Brennan and Robert Chrisley from the University of Liverpool in the United Kingdom, entitled Biosecurity on Cattle Farms, a study in northwest England focused on current farm biosecurity practices. Brennan and Chrisley's study was aimed at identifying the biosecurity practices undertaken by cattle producers. 81 farms in a 100 km² area of northwest England were invited to participate in the study, with 56 farms agreeing to take part. The research was divided into two parts. Marty Brennan conducted the first stage, which involved interviewing farmers or the farm manager on a one-on-one basis. The second stage, an interview-based questionnaire, was conducted by Robert Chrisley. Open and closed style questions, including those relating to animal movements, personal on-farm vehicle use, sharing of equipment, preventative measures undertaken by visiting contract representatives, waste disposal, animal access to watercourses, as well as within-farm biosecurity were asked. The study showed most farmers did not isolate animals brought onto their property, and if they did, isolation times vary between farms. Animals purchased from markets or sales were isolated the longest, followed by animals from other farms and shows. Most farmers did inquire about the disease history of the animals purchased, and in particular about bovine viral diarrhea and leptospirosis. Farmers performed biosecurity practices on either bone or hide equipment. Equipment was cleaned and then disinfected. This was generally done after use as an act of courtesy before the equipment was returned, rather than as a biosecurity measure. Most farmers use their own vehicles to transport animals and equipment to their farm, but almost all vehicles used by contractors were unclaimed between farm visits. This contrasted greatly when compared to the 62% of outside personnel who cleaned and disinfected clothing and equipment, with 100% of vets and 93% of dead stock collectors carrying out biosecurity measures. When animal waste were used to fertilise pastures, most farmers waited on average 6 weeks before returning grazing stock to pastures. This and the fact that most farmers only use their own waste minimised the spread of disease. Of the farmers surveyed, 1/3 allowed their cattle access to waterways with no distinction on whether the water source originated on their farm or not, and only 7% of farmers or workers carried out personal biosecurity between the handling of different management groups on their farms. In conclusion, the study found that biosecurity practices were typically farm-specific and based on preventing diseases that had the greatest impact on farm productivity.